The skybox is right next to Riri's.
From a city that's played host to 10 Super Bowls, here's a look inside the Mercedes-Benz Superdome in New Orleans. This is what it looked like just a moment ago in the heart of New Orleans. Folks, there's no place for this noise to go in the Superdome. It is loud, and these fans are ready for football as their Saints get ready to do battle with the Washington Redskins. And no return on this one as the fair catch is signaled for and taken. First carry now. This is Alvin Kamara. And he will lose yardage and be backed up to the 24. It's a loss of a yard there, and now second down. Okay, there's a tone setter. First play from scrimmage. Stuff them in the backfield.
You know what they were doing last night in the hotel room? Visualizing exactly that. That's what they were thinking about. Making that play, having leverage, lower than the offensive lineman, getting into the offensive backfield, knocking someone down. Just what you said, setting the tone early for this game.
Jeez, you are fired up.
When I see a play like that, I can't help it.
Got it. Move. 13.
On second down, here's Breeze. Out of the backfield, that's complete to Kamara. It's an 8-yard pickup, and that'll lead here to a third down.
Well, it's tough to be a defender in today's NFL because there's so many things to account for in today's passing game, including the back sneaking out of the backfield. Not quite as bad as a turkey bowl where you have that center-eligible stuff, but still a lot of guys to account for.
Yo, waiting.
Breeze going to try and throw on third down. He's going to hit his man out of the backfield, complete. And he's going to have the first down, yardage to the 35. 3 yards there, good enough to keep the drive moving. Breeze now on first down. And he's got his man out of the backfield. That's complete. And he'll be marked down deep in Washington territory. A big-time play there for New Orleans. 47 yards. A first opportunity upcoming in the red zone for the Saints. They have a 1st and 10 at the 18. Now a first down carry. It's Kamara. And he'll be stopped after a gain of only a couple down to the 15-yard line.
Defensively here, you're facing a top-5 team in terms of points scored in the NFL. So when they're that high-powered, you've got to find a way to hold them under 20. Because to me, that's the magic number. 20 points scored, you give yourself your best chance to win.
So if they're up around 24, 28, 30, they could be in some trouble.
And I think so, because then you turn it into a shootout, and that means your offense has to keep pace.
And the hit jarred loose. It's incomplete.
Yeah, good game catching the ball in the backfield a week ago, and they're going to try and involve him in that way in this game as well. But you can tell scouting is taking over. They're making it a little bit more difficult.
Yeah, defensively, they told us, hey, we've got to take him out of the passing game, limit it to just short runs, as he can really impact this offense. Here's Breeze to throw. Flush to his right. He may try and run for this. 5 yards that time out of the scramble. But now they're looking at a 4th down situation.
That was a good effort there, trying to do it on his own. But as a defender, you're in a tough spot because you have coverage responsibilities behind you. And if you take off too quick to try and get him down, he might loft it over your head.
So better to track with your man defensively than try to go up and make a stop on the quarterback.
Exactly right. What you're hoping is that your guys in the front 7 can get him down.
Morstead, the punter, out to kick it off. That's fielded in the end zone. And he will be brought down here at about the 17-yard line. Now Hoyer. He's going to leave this for his running back. It's complete. Brings it up just shy of the 25. Showed some of that quickness there on the move. Give him 7 on the play, and that'll make it second down. Hoyer. He's got Thompson here, complete. And a loose football. And this is picked up by the Saints. Often on fumbles, you look at the guy who coughed it up and say, geez, what did he do? But, hey, let's tip the cap to the defense here.
Not a problem at all, my man. I'm not even going to tip it. I'm going to doff my cap to him. Congratulations. Big-time play. Knocking it free and creating something good for your team.
Now after the fumble recovery, it's Breeze. Got a man open. It's Thomas. It's a touchdown for New Orleans. Michael Thomas with touchdown number 8 on the year. And the Saints add on to their lead. Morstead, the punter, out to kick it off. That'll be taken in the end zone. A look at Washington as they come onto the field. And last time, not only the turnover, but that turned into 6 points. They got to make up for that here.
We always hear about empty possessions, but some are worse than others. You can have an empty possession, pump the ball away, get yourself set to play defense. But when you turn it over, it changes momentum. And when they take it downfield and punch it in on you, that's a bad possession all the way around.
Yeah, but you're hungry to get back out there, aren't you?
You better be, because otherwise, it's going to be a long day for you.
Play fake. He'll look to throw. And incomplete there. A nice hit. Jars the ball free and brings up 3rd down.
That would have been a great catch, but it's real difficult to hold on to it because it was contested all the way. Would have been a great play if he'd been able to haul that one in.
An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on 3rd down. The play action fake. They'll look to throw. He's going to float this one deep right side. Oh, and a bad throw there. It's intercepted. Picked off by Marshawn Lattimore. And he's able to get it back to the 41-yard line.
Oh, man, Brandon, not a real good throw that time. It looked like he tried to put a little too much air under this one, and it turned into a floater. And defensively, this is a dream. He could have fair caught that one. That was way too easy.
They begin on the ground with Kamara, and he'll be brought down, losing yardage back at the 40. That's going to go as a loss of a yard, and it'll be 2nd down.
I know when I was a kid, I always got real excited when I saw those lateral-type runs. But the best backs that made it happen, they put a foot in the ground and just go. That didn't happen there. That play got swallowed up.
Got it!
Now Breeze throwing on 2nd down. And Thomas has it. And taking it across midfield and inside the 45. Breeze on the hook up to Thomas for the New Orleans first. And defensively, they were in zone coverage there. Do you have to be a little careful? You're losing playing against a good quarterback like he is to not play too much zone?
Yeah, you have to be careful about how much time you're giving up. I think it's a good point you just brought up. So maybe if you still want to play zone, you go to a zone blitz scheme. And you can drop anyone out of your defensive front. Defensive end, defensive tackle. It doesn't matter. You just exchange someone to bring more pressure towards the quarterback and still try and cover downfield.
That first down completion only netted him 3. 2nd and 7. On 2nd down, Kamara. And he's going to fight his way forward here for a modest gain. Give him 6 on the play, and that'll make it 3rd and 1. Alvin Kamara really settling into the league in his second season. And, of course, he came out of Tennessee, but not a lot of people remember he started at Alabama.
He did, and got caught in that big mix of running backs at Bama. And they like those bigger, thicker runners, those guys who can break down defenses through the middle. Alvin Kamara ended up leaving Alabama, going to a junior college before matriculating at Tennessee and finding his way to the NFL, where he is now a star.
Breeze now already over 100 yards passing in just this first quarter. It's 1st and 10. With Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin. It's Saints football to begin quarter number 2. And they're on the move here. They've got it 1st and 10. Working from the gun, it's Breeze. Looking for the end zone. And incomplete, he dropped it in the end zone. They're going for a receiver there. Already has 1 touchdown in this first half. A second one not to be.
I like where their headspace is, though. I mean, I really like the thought process, right? You got a guy who's already scored 1, right? You want to go back to him, continue the hot hand, and make them adjust to you defensively. I like what they were trying to get done, even though they weren't successful.
Back to the air on 2nd down. It's Breeze. This is caught. And out of bounds all the way down at the 3. A good pickup there at 22. And a good quarterback facing zone coverage. If he has just a little bit of time to survey the scene, that's what's going to happen.
No doubt about it. If there's no pressure, he's going to continue to pick them apart because he'll have all that time to find someone open downfield. He can only cover for so long. So maybe they want to go to a zone blitz scheme, get a little bit more pressure. Remember when Carolina did that against Denver? They lost the game ultimately. They dropped the defensive end out, and he ended up with an interception in that game in Super Bowl 50. Maybe some sort of scheme like that.
And he is into the end zone. Touchdown, New Orleans. A great play there. His 3rd touchdown now on the year. And the Saints now add 6 to their lead. Morstead, the punter, out to kick it off. That's fielded in the end zone. And this return net's positive as he gets past the 25 and up to the 27-yard line. A look at Washington as they come onto the field. And job 1 here, Charles, just keep possession of the football. 2 drives, 2 turnovers to this point.
You're exactly right, Doctor. Hippocratic oath. First, do no harm. And right now, they're harming themselves on offense.
I like that. No one is mistaking me for a doctor, though. But thank you, Doc. And got his man complete. A gain of 39 that time.
Well, partner, I'm not sure how this drive's going to end, but how about the way they flip field position there? A nice attacking play that picked up a heck of a chunk of yardage.
Now Thompson. And a short gain down to about the 33. 2 yards on the pickup there. It'll be 2nd and 8.
They tried a quick hitter inside, but that one was swallowed up because what they're hoping, those big defensive linemen will take the bait and move laterally and open up a crease that they can run through. Didn't happen on that play.
Here's Hoyer. This one caught by Crowder. And he'll work it inside the 30 to the 29-yard line. 4 yards on the completion, and it sets up a 3rd down. In need of a conversion on 3rd down. They had a big play to start the drive. Not much sense. They'll set up to throw. Blitz coming, and down he goes. Cameron Jordan in there to get him, and that's sack number 6 for him on the year.
Leopard! All right, now, lucky 56. Lucky 56. All right, now, lucky 56. 56. Lucky 56. Gone! 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 Gone!
From the shotgun, he'll look to throw. And that is going to be incomplete. Jay Gruden's guys unable to convert on 4th down. And the Saints will have the football back. Now the Saints offense, they get ready to go back to work here. They have to be pleased with the way that they moved the football thus far.
And why wouldn't they be? 2 touchdowns on a field goal in their first 3 possessions. They're playing so well right now, the field goal probably feels like a disappointment.
To throw is Breeze. Took that in one-handed. What a grab. That goes for a gain of 31.
Gotta love the catch. I think you gotta love the gloves as well.
Yeah, these one-handed catches, that was great, and they're fun. They become a little more ho-hum right there.
Yeah, they really are. And I know that it sounds like we're taking credit away from the guys, and we don't mean that at all.
And the pressure gets to Breeze as he's taken down.
But that's what they have to do more of defensively, not just getting sacks, but they have to keep getting in his face, not let him get his feet set and deliver. He's been carving them up previously.
Yeah, already has a couple of touchdown passes. About time they put a few grass stains on that jersey.
Yellow lady. 21, 21. 21, 21.
Breeze to throw on 2nd down. He throws and he hits the slant route to Thomas. Touchdown! Drew Brees does it again. 3 first-half touchdown passes for him now. And the Saints add on to their lead. Now he's having a nice little first half here, partner.
And it's a first half that leaves us anticipating what can still come. I mean, 2 touchdowns already here through the 2nd quarter. There could be plenty more before this game is over.
Morstead, the punter, out to kick it off. And he's going to be out of bounds here right at the 20-yard line. A look at Washington as they come onto the field. And some dangerous territory. You're already down 3 scores. A 3-and-out here, or an inability to put any points up. This one might be over by half.
Yeah, and what you also have to guard against is calling every play for a big shot downfield. You know, thinking you're going to get all these points back on one drive. You're not. And last time I looked, it's still the first half. I'm not saying you have ultimate patience here, but you also don't have to go ahead and force everything either.
On play action, they'll throw.
For a second there, I thought that might break big. Screen pass. Looked like it was coming together. Looked like there was an opening. Still, ended up with a solid game.
And the hit jarred it loose. It's incomplete. They come up now 3rd and 5 following the incomplete pass. Out of the gun now on 3rd down. And this is going to be incomplete. Seems like this defense, especially the secondary, has really been contesting about every throw in this first half.
Remind me of a good half-court defensive basketball team. Every time a pass is thrown, they're right there in good defensive position, able to affect the play.
They'll try and throw for it here. And it is incomplete. So certainly an interesting call there to go for it. And the Saints are going to get it back and in great shape.
I don't know why you would do that. It's almost guaranteed points the other way. I mean, I get it if it's a late game situation, maybe even 4th and inches. But, boy, that's a huge risk to take.
Yeah, now they're set up in prime position going the other way. Escaping the pressure right. And he'll lose yardage. Brought down at the 32. He lost 6 there on the first down play. They don't need to run another play here before the 2-minute warning. Let's see if they do it anyway.
Got it.
Breeze on the draw, gives to Kamara. And he will make his way back to where he started from, and that's all. As we will make our way to the 2-minute warning. 2 minutes remain here in the first half. We're back to New Orleans after this. The Saints on 3rd down. They've been okay, 2 for 3 thus far. This is 3rd and 17.
Hey, come on, get set.
Breeze hands to Ingram. No gain there on the play, and that's going to leave them with a 4th down. The Redskins now going to use the first of their 3 timeouts. So as they take it over, we step aside. And Lutz's kick is good. And the lead increases even further. It's 27-0 now. Well, the offense, they got the ball in a great spot, but they went nowhere. Forced him to take just the 3.
And they'll be, happy taking the 3. But those guys on the other side, they've got to be ecstatic. They didn't let them get anywhere. It made them kick a field goal. It almost feels like they got the advantage, doesn't it?
Morstead, the punter, out to kick it off. That'll be taken in the end zone. And all that work, but he stopped where he ultimately would have been, and he's simply taken a knee, and that's the 25-yard line. A look at Washington as they come onto the field. And on that last drive, went for it on 4th, turned it over. But good job by their defense, though. They held them to 3, but this offense, they've got to be a little bit better, a little bit more careful here.
And sometimes when you see these calls on 4th down, when they decide to go for it, it's not necessarily the coach saying, I believe in my offense. Sometimes the coach saying, I believe in my defense. I can afford to go.
Now the ball comes loose, and this is picked up by the Saints. And his guys are going to take over at the 31-yard line. Well, he did what he's known for. He made the catch, then he turned into a runner, took the contact, and coughed it up.
And all I remember as a player, when they catch the ball, when those acrobatic guys catch it, you have to make them pay sometimes. You have to put it on them, big tackle, knock the ball free, anything you can do to slow them down.
On 1st and 10, here's Breeze. He's going to fire one deep open, and he fires one that's intercepted. Picked off by Troy Apke, and he'll be stopped shy of the 15 at the 14-yard line on the return. And he may want to track down that football because that's interception number 1 on his career.
You're saying that's going into the trophy case?
I'd put it there.
Yeah, no doubt about it. That's when you ask the equipment guys to make sure they hold it for you after the game. But if you play in the back 7 on defense, that's part of your job, finding ways to take the ball away from the other team.
Von Bell up to make the tackle. Now you've got to hustle your guys to the line and get them set.
Brandon, we talk all the time about those hybrid players, guys who can do more than one thing. And I think if you're playing strong safety in the NFL today.
In trouble here, and down he goes. Back at the 8-yard line. Tyler Davison breaking through to get him for a loss of 7. After the sack, they'll come up now 3rd and long.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised to see them run the ball here just to try and get some space.
All right, now look at 56.
No run call here. They'll look to throw instead. And an alley to run. On the catch, it's Crowder. And they'll bring him down here up at about the 22-yard line. It's a pickup of 13, but they're still a bit short, and it'll be 4th down. Now, meanwhile, they go for it on 4th down, and my goodness, incomplete. So they take a big chance here in their own territory, and you think the coach may have some questions to answer?
Yeah, and, normally we focus on the media, right? The social media barrage that he's going to get for this one. How about on his own sideline and in his locker room? Because I think the team's going to look at him like, Coach, why would we go for it there? I mean, no confidence in the defense. You don't like the punter? I mean, what's going on here? You owe us some explanations.
On the check down, he finds Kamara. And they'll bring him down at the 18-yard line. A gain of 4 on the play, and that'll make it a 2nd down. A good way there to have him bounce back from the interception last drive. Something underneath, a little bit of rhythm going.
I know the best ones in the league have supreme confidence, but every now and then you need a little booster, don't you? This is their way of protecting him and bringing him back, and then they'll turn him loose later, I would think.
From the gun, it's Breeze. And it's caught. And he'll take it into the end zone for the Saints touchdown. 4 touchdown passes now for Drew Brees. And the Saints just continue to roll. Lutz good on the extra here in this first half. Morstead, the punter, out to kick it off. That'll be taken in the end zone. And the decision to bring it out is going to cost him about 7 yards all told as he's taken down back shy of the 20. And here come the Redskins now. And you got to think, if this is anything other than just taking a knee, I'd be very surprised.
Yeah, they've got enough to talk about at the half. Why do anything else? Just get out of there.
He'll buy some time right. Oh, he's got a man wide open, complete. And they're able to get this one across the 35. So it's halftime here in New Orleans with the Saints out in front. As we send you on over to Orlando for Jonathan Coachman in our EA Sports Halftime Report. Take it away, Coach. Set now to go for the third quarter. The Saints have the lead and set to receive the kick. And he'll probably wish he'd reconsidered here. It will cost him 10 yards as he's down at the 15.
In this position, trying to get back into the game, teams are looking for a spark from their special teams. That's not what they got, though. They got a setback, and they have a long field to cover if they want to try and put points on the board.
They start on the ground with Perine. And that play going absolutely nowhere as he's belted before he could get out of the backfield. Calling a loss of 2 on the play. And that'll make it 2nd and 12. Now back to throw. And his throw's going to be incomplete. The defensive rookie of the year, Marshawn Lattimore, there in coverage for New Orleans.
And we just saw another example. These cornerbacks have played tight coverage all game long. Might start wanting to think about a few double, triple move routes to try and shake their guys free.
You're right, they have had no room to breathe. He'll drop to throw. And now another turnover as this one's intercepted. Picked off by Marshawn Lattimore. And he'll take this back down inside the 20. That interception sets them up beautifully already in the red zone.
And you can hear it all the way up here. Oski, everyone turned to block, find a spot, and now they're set up inside the red zone for their offense.
So after the INT, it's Breeze. Got a man, and he hits him in stride. And able to get this down inside the 15 to either the 13 or 14 before he's out of bounds. It'll be a gain of 6, and it's a 2nd down. 6 yards was the pickup on the last completion, so here's 2nd and 4. On 2nd down, here's Breeze. And that one's going to be over everybody in the back of the end zone. It's incomplete. Cameron Meredith, the intended target, and it's 3rd down. They don't get the hook up there, but you really have to marvel at how precise he's been throwing the football these last couple weeks.
Oh, that's a perfect word for it, precise, because if you're at 70% or better 2 weeks in a row, you have a job as long as you want one in this league, won't you? I mean, let's face it, it's not just West Coast offense either. He's putting the ball downfield as well.
And Lutz puts this one through. And they're well on their way now as the lead grows even larger. So 3 field goals that he's hit now. This last one helps him stretch out the lead.
He's been solid, hasn't he? And he lives up to the adage that every offensive coach has ever said to us. We want to end every possession with a kick, right? For them, it's either extra point, field goal, or at worst, a punt. In this case, it's been 3s.
So out now come the Redskins. They've got to dig down deep. I mean, they need something right now, really anything to cling on to. This offense has struggled.
Partner, join me in a walk to their locker room at the half, okay? Because I think what we would have seen is an offensive coordinator and his assistant coaches getting together with all their positions, then coming together as a group, going over adjustments, and then the head coach coming in and just screaming, wake up.
Yeah.
Let's get moving, guys.
I'm kind of glad we weren't in there at halftime, actually.
I mean, you think you might have turned it on us, too?
Yeah, but right now, whatever. Rush coming, and he's taken down.
Brandon, if I'm an offensive coordinator and I see an all-out rush like that, I file it away because I'm going to use their aggressiveness against them as this game goes on. I'm going to hit them with a screen soon.
The Redskins on 3rd down. A pretty woeful 0 for 5 thus far. This will be 3rd and 19. He'll look to throw. And for a 3rd time tonight, he's intercepted. Picked off by Von Bell. And his crew will take over with a football at the 35-yard line.
It's just been one mistake after another on the offensive side of the ball. That's now 3 interceptions to go along with 2 fumbles for him. And if you're going to turn the ball over 5 times in a game, Your chances to win have to be about 100 to 1. And it's not looking good for him here.
Brees going to throw. His throw caught right around the 6. And down he goes, taking it inside the 10 to the 7. A really good pickup of 28 yards. Now a play fake here on first down. Rolling to his left. Toward the pylon, caught. And he is into the end zone. Touchdown, New Orleans. Josh Hill, a beast in the red zone with his second touchdown of the game. And the forced turnover on defense leads to 6 points. Morstead, the punter, out to kick it off. That's fielded in the end zone. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. The Redskins offense now, they head back onto the field. They have been struggling. I would imagine at halftime they went through some possible changes. Well, those changes aren't working, so now where do you go?
I think that now it's much more in their head. And what I mean by that is just what you said. You've gone over the changes. I bet they were pretty clinical at the half, not too emotional. They might need to go to the emotional side because you've got to find something, some spark somewhere. And so far, just being calm hasn't exactly worked.
They need any spark at this point. The drive starts with a handoff to Perine. And he will lose yardage here back at the 23-yard line. It's a loss of 2 there, bringing up second down.
That's a really alert defense there because they saw the heavy look come in from the offense, countered it with extra linebackers who brought a little bit of speed and heft, and able to really make a big-time play for their defense.
And now the Saints are going to take a timeout on defense. It's just their first, so 2 remaining as they burn 1 here in this third quarter.
Leopard!
Again, here's Perine. And this one also slow in developing as he's maybe getting back here to the line of scrimmage, but not much more than that.
And that's called winning at the point of attack, isn't it? Right there at the line of scrimmage. I know he's a little bummed out now. He doesn't get credit for a tackle for a loss, but no gain, his guys will take that.
And speaking of winning, to be as cheesy as we can, he was the winner of the NFC Defensive Player of the Week award from last week, so he's really stringing together some good football.
So not only did he get a gold star, he might have gotten a gold watch too, huh?
Losing 2 yards that time, and now it's 4th down. Here's Tressway now. And surprisingly, this is the first punt of the game for either team. Here's Ginn. Great blocking on the return. It springs him for 25. And the Saints will take over with a first down and 10. Back out onto the field now comes the New Orleans offense. And last time out, another touchdown. And I think there may be some empty seats around here by the time the 4th quarter comes around.
Yeah, I have to agree with you because this was just about decided. But you know who benefits from all those empty seats?
Who?
You and me, trying to get to the airport.
That's
the road
true.
to be fairly clear
that is
by the
one
time we have to
positive.
leave the booth.
And some room to roam now. And he'll be taken down, but not before getting this inside the 30. All told, it's an even 30 and a first down.
Sometimes it's hard to believe, but there are times this game is about patience, isn't it? Has had the game he expected, but that run there, that may get him going.
I was just going to say, maybe that gives him a little juice, because you're right, he struggled, especially in that first half. Looking for Thomas, he's got him. Touchdown, New Orleans. Michael Thomas, his 3rd touchdown of the game, 10th on the year. And the Saints are pouring it on. Lutz will look to add the extra point. Lutz with the extra point, and that will extend this big lead. Morstead, the punter, out to kick it off. That'll be taken in the end zone. And he'll elect not to return this one, so they'll bring it out to the 25 on the touchback. Now the Redskins offense, they get set to go back to work here.
These guys had to punt last time. It has not been a very fruitful game offensively thus far. They haven't even made a trip to the red zone.
And I know that everyone's going crazy on that sideline because that drives you berserk to come off the field, not really move the ball well. As you said, not even get to the red zone, let alone, not even put points on the board. They've got to just take a deep breath, relax, try and figure out what is working, and call more of that.
Leopard! Leopard! Watch him now, Barney! Barney! Gone! 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 Lucky 56! Lucky 56!
Here's a play fake as they set up to throw. He's going to launch this thing way downfield. And that's caught inside the 35. And all the way down to the 29. A huge play there for Washington. 49 yards. So in Saints territory now. Here's 1st and 10 as they're down to the 29-yard line. They'll run it now out of the gun. And he'll be brought down at about the 25 after a pickup of 4.
Well, they certainly have been able to get him going and establish the run, so I think it's time to abandon that plan and start chucking it all over the park. And you know who's excited about that? The defensive front. They got a chance to pin their ears back and get after him now.
Again, a run with Thompson. And this carry not as productive. He's swallowed up at the line of scrimmage. Big Sheldon Rankins there to bring him down.
Doubling this guy has to be a priority before moving up to the next level because the big fella, he just ate that one alive, just stuffed it. In fact, before the game, he was talking to us, and he's like, hey, these pants make me look fat. And we said, nah, man, you're just a whole lot of guy.
He is at well over 300 pounds. He's a big man. 4 yards on the pickup there, but it's going to take him to 4th down. So now on 4th down, the Redskins will hand things over to their kicker, Dustin Hopkins. This will be, 38 yards out. And Hopkins' kick is good. And they'll get back 3, but this remains a large deficit. I'm kind of surprised by that they kicked the field goal. I guess you get some points, but this deficit 3rd quarter, I don't know.
Yeah, I don't either. Yeah, I'm with you on that one. When you're down that much, kicking a field goal, does it feel a little bit maybe waving the white flag and just want to get out of here? Yeah, I think you got to go ahead and try and get some bigger points on the board.
Out is the Saints offense now as they get ready to take over here. They are clicking on all cylinders. They seem to be just scoring at will right now, and that's why they've opened up this big lead.
You know, we always talk about getting into the zone, and all athletes are seeking that, aren't they? Where everything is working for them, every move they make works, it clicks, and they are on point right now.
Yeah, they are in that zone that you're talking about. Some fancy footwork, but not much room to operate. Just up past the 25 and no further. Credit the tackle to DJ Swearinger.
Well, Brandon, pace comes into play now because they've got the advantage. They've got the football, but they've got to be very careful about what speed they're going to play. You know, my music teacher back in New Paltz, Mrs. Bythema Bagley, used to say, don't go prestissimo when you really want to go largo. And what she meant by that is don't go too fast when you really want to go at a nice, slow, deliberate pace.
I am speechless. I am without speech. Shotgun now for Breeze. Out of the backfield, that's complete to Kamara. And he gets this one just shy of the 40. They'll mark him down at the 39. They pick up 12 on the play there, and they move the chains. Breeze now 6 for 6 since coming back out of the locker room. It's 1st and 10. Breeze now. And he can't find anywhere to go with it, and he goes down. Matt Ioannidis able to drop him for a loss of a couple. They'll come up after the sack on a 2nd and 12.
Three down. Got it. 11.
Now Breeze. And incomplete there. A nice hit. Jars the ball free and brings up 3rd down. Charles, you said earlier this defense is probably going to need to hold these guys right around 20 or under that if they were going to have a chance. It was evident pretty early on that wasn't going to happen.
Yeah, they left 20 behind a long time ago in this game, didn't they? It looks like they're headed towards a big number. But 20 was the threshold because that kept them in the ball game and kept the pressure off of their own offense.
This one complete to Ingram. And he's taken down, but not before getting this across midfield and just shy of the 40. They convert on 3rd with a gain of 22. In Washington territory now. Here's 1st and 10 at the 41. Now Breeze. And they're going to get him. He's taken down for a sack back at the 47-yard line.
Always laugh when I see guys like Daron Payne play because their ability to move laterally up and down the line of scrimmage, to find weak spots in the offensive front and get upfield and make plays. That's what they call playing the piano in the NFL. Those guys who can move it and then get to the quarterback.
Throw left side taken in by Hill. And he goes down, but not before getting this inside the 25. Give him 30 yards there. Still throwing the football here, even with the big lead.
Yeah, I know you and I came up in a different era, and we think about sportsmanship and all that. Other people think about fantasy points and getting their numbers. That's all they care about right now.
Throwing on 1st down is Breeze. Dancing to his left. He hits his target, left side, Watson. So this will be accepted as it moves the offense backwards. Now Breeze throwing on 2nd down. Over the middle, it's Thomas. And they'll bring him down at the 13-yard line. They'll wind up getting 10 back as that sets him up for 3rd down. And he's over 100 yards now after that last catch. Already, of course, leading the NFL in receiving yardage.
So he's done nothing at all to hurt his cause to stay in that spot. But I've been so impressed with how he's gotten it done. Body control, route running. How about the way he competes for the football at the end of the play?
It's a gain of just a couple there, but it's enough to get him the first. Again, it's Kamara. And able to get him inside the 5 here, just inside the 5 to about the 4. A solid run on 1st down. Gain of 7 leaves him with a 2nd and 3. They come out here in the eye. To throw, it's Breeze. And this will be caught. And the carnage continues. It's another touchdown.
Is it okay if I break one of our rules, partner, which is to never call a game over until it's over? Because this certainly feels like it's over after that drive.
Yeah, that was spirit-crushing, wasn't it? And now you just kind of felt the air go out of the balloon.
Yeah, they were fighting so hard to stay in there, and they knew they had to stop them on that drive. But when they were unable to, I think you're exactly right. You could see them sag on their sideline, and I think this one might just be over.
And he's up past the 20 to the 22-yard line. A look at Washington as they come onto the field. And after the field goal last time, we'll see what they can get here. At least they got points out of the last drive, Charles.
I never met an offensive coach that didn't want to drive to end with a kick. Most of them want it end with a PAT, right? In this case, a field goal, they'll take it. Way better than the alternative, which is a punt.
Yeah, but you met fan bases that wanted that, that weren't happy with that field goal.
I haven't met a fan base yet that wants to drive to end with a kick, other than the extra point. That's it.
They go play action here on first down. They'll roll him out right. He's going to let it. Oh, this is taken in. It's complete. And all the way down to the 35. A huge play there for Washington. 44 yards. Off the play fake. He'll look to throw. And he's going to go down. They get to him back at the 40. Time for a break. This one all over but the shouting. We'll finish it after this. Pass protection has been a problem all night long as they come up facing second and a bundle. Here's Hoyer. This one complete to Jordan Reed. And they're able to get this one past the 30 down to the 25. It's a pickup of 16 there, and it'll lead to a new set of downs. Hoyer now perfect since the second half started. 7 of 7. It's 1st and 10. Now Hoyer. And that is caught. Well, they're going to see this one to the end. They get a score, but pretty much an exercise in futility right now. Still down big.
That's down. But congratulations, they're still fighting, and they scored another touchdown.
Like my old high school coach used to say, Charles, he said, sometimes you win, sometimes you lose, and sometimes you wish you never had showed up.
Could have saved the gas money, the hotel, what have you, huh?
Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. And a fair catch signaled for and taken successfully. The Saints coming out now to take the field. They have the big lead here late. They protected their home turf well, didn't they?
They certainly did, partner. And just think about how good that feels, because every team has a goal when they start the year to win at home. All right, and sometimes you don't win all of them, but they managed to get that done today. Just think about your routine stays the same. Everything's familiar. You feel right going into the game, and they translated that into a win.
They did indeed. They protected the home field, and now the final stages. Looking for his running back, and he's got it. And he loses the football a second time.
I don't know about you, but I could hear and feel the sigh of relief all the way up here in our booth.
That was palpable. The sideline, the friend there.
No doubt about it. Ball goes over the sideline, able to retain possession, no turnover. I know his coaches are screaming, just hang on to the ball, man.
He's got it to Ingram, complete. And he'll be taken down, but not before getting this inside the 30. He got 29 yards that time.
Not only have they completed a couple on this drive, but they peeled off some pretty good chunks of yardage, too.
Absolutely. Great start. 2 nice plays in the pass game. Now can they continue to feed off that? And it pops free. The collision there jarred the ball loose and brings up second down. Fourth quarter, you've got the big lead. If you're coaching, Charles, you still taking shots like that downfield?
I'd be a little more concerned with running some clock and making sure you're taking care of the lead, because you keep flinging it around, you throw a couple of picks, you can put yourself in jeopardy.
They'll run it now out of the gun. Absolutely nobody fooled there. He's going nowhere fast as he's stopped behind the line of scrimmage. It'll be a loss of a yard, and that's going to lead to a 3rd and 11. Working from the gun, it's Breeze. And he's going to find his man out of the backfield. That's complete. A gain of 13 and also a first down. All the yards, completions, just another play that's a feather in the cap of the great career of Drew Brees.
And wasn't he supposed to be too small to be an effective quarterback in the NFL?
Yeah, how'd that work out?
Yeah, well, his footwork, I think, really sets him apart. Remember, he was a junior tennis champion, beat Andy Roddick, the future U.S. Open champion, back when they were in the juniors. I think that footwork really helps him.
And eventually taken down here. Great coverage downfield.
The amount of sacks that they've absorbed in this game is absolutely extraordinary. Let's just face it. This offensive line, flat out, cannot handle this pass rush. It's been demonstrated time and time again.
Well, Charles, it's one thing to win. It's another thing to win and put up the amount of points that they did. Boy, were they clicking on offense.
They can't help but feel great about themselves, can they? I mean, what a game to put up that number of points, continually feeling like they're moving the ball and things are working and clicking. They think that they can bottle this and carry it with them.
And as an offensive coordinator, you just don't think you can do anything wrong. Whatever you call, run, pass, it's all going to work.
That's called being in the zone.
So for New Orleans, they move back over 500 at 3-2 now on the year. And they'll be able to enjoy this one through the bye week before they get back at it again. Meanwhile, for the Redskins, they'll sink now to 0-4. And they'll be back home next week as they're set to take on the Carolina Panthers. And for Charles Davis and our entire crew here at EA Sports, I'm Brandon Gaudin saying so long, everybody.
You